Welcome everybody to Ginger Snap Film Season Week. So Trading Places is a comedy made in 1983 with Eddie Murphy in. So we're going to analyse it today, and the first thing we're going to look at is props character theory. So here we have the hero, which is Billy Ray Valentine. And here is the villain, or the villains. We have the Duke brothers. The donor, which is Ophelia, and Coleman, the butler. The princess again is Ophelia, and the false hero again is the Dukes. You could say that the hero is also Lewis, but the main one is Billy Ray. So that was props character theory. The next theory is Levi Strauss's opposing forces. For comedy, this one really applies well, and especially this film. There's a lot of two different forces that kind of come together or have conflict. One of them is rich versus poor. You can see in this clip.
Around your girlfriend's neck here, I think you'll need every penny you got just to keep her happy.
And another one is black versus white. Obviously, Lewis versus Billy.
There, the dude right over there.
The other one is good versus evil, kind of like a main one. And then young versus old. Here are some clips for it. Here are some clips.
You play like Harlem Globetrotter shit with it, right? Okay, you want Mellow Lemon shit, right? Hey, man, I'm sorry about that.
Perfectly all right, William. It was your vase.
That's a cheap vase, man. That was a fake, right?
I think we paid $35,000 for it. But I seem to remember we estimated its value at $50,000 for the insurance company. You see, Mortimer, William has already made us a profit of $15,000.
You want me to break something else?
No.
So another theory is Todorov's narrative structure. So we have the equilibrium, which is when Louis has his house, his marriage, his wife, his money, his job, whilst Billy is just pretending to be a war veteran. And this clip here is kind of like the opening scene, the starting clip that we see. We get a sense of the characters.
Pretending to be blind and crippled.
Oh, I'd love to help you, man, but I ain't seen nothing since I stepped on that landmine in Viet Cong back in '72. It was rough, very painful.
You were in Nam? So were we. Where?
I was in Sang Bang, Dangang. I was all over that place, basically, a lot of places.
The next part is the disruption, and this is when Louis actually loses his job, his house and his marriage, and the Duke brothers, they pay a prostitute to come up to Louis in front of his wife and stir things up. Billy, he's replaced by Lewis in this luxury house with a butler and job and money. The resolution is when Billy finds out that he's in the toilets, and he finds out that he would be dumped straight back onto the streets when the Duke brothers are finished with him for this $1 bet. And he finds Lewis and teams up with him to seek revenge on the Duke brothers. The restored order is when the Duke brothers, they lose a lot of money after Louis and Billy gave them false stock reports about orange juice or oranges, and Louis and Billy actually then gain a lot of money from it because they bought some stocks when they should have and sold them when they should have. So this brings to the new equilibrium. Billy and Louis and Coleman are seen on the beach with a drink, and Lewis is on a boat with Ophelia and Coleman, and they have women with them, music, sunshine, and Coleman even has a butler for himself. So this theory really works well with the film. I think it works with a lot of other films, but this one especially for the comedy genre. Opposing forces is also seen in 22 Jump Street. We have like young versus old, with them being in college with the students, and the criminals against like the police. So yeah, that's also seen in another comedy. For the symbolic code,
unit were you in?
this clip
I
called
was
I
with
Can
the Green
See
Beret, Special
really
Unit
represents and
Battalion,
gives us a lot of
Commando
things
Airborne
to
Tactics,
analyse.
Specialist
So,
Tactics, Unit Battalion. Yeah, it was real hush-hush. I was Agent Orange. That was my name, Agent Orange, Special Agent Orange. That was me.
Airborne, huh?
I can see! I can see! I have legs! I have oh shit, look at this! Man! I can walk! Jesus! Praise Jesus! I appreciate this. Oh, this is beautiful. I can't believe. Thank you. I just don't know what to do. Glory be to God. Praise Jesus. Look at me. This is too much. I can't believe it. I am beautiful. I can't thank you first. Moses, now this. God, Jesus. Oh, thank you. Look at me. What? I'm so happy. Oh, God. Look at me. This is too much. What a happy day. What a happy day.
So the stereotypes, we have 2 white policemen versus a black man who's pretending to be a war veteran who's blind and has no legs. So Billy's very loud
I can see.
and dramatic,
I have legs.
taken over the top,
I have oh shit.
and it's quite stereotypical for a black man to be in trouble with the police in films. And there's 2 white police officers, so that's just a clear stereotype. So also we can kind of, from this clip, we can see who Billy really is, even from the start. Although he's like poor and he has no money and he's on the street, he's a funny character despite being homeless. He isn't miserable or angry with these white policemen, and it may indicate he's a really caring character, and we can tell he's really grateful. And then this kind of, the film proves this theory, because right at the end he's like really grateful for the Dukes, what they've done, and willing to be with Lewis and like restore a friendship with him. And they turn their back on the Dukes, and it just shows he's really like caring and truthful and honest. So in this clip, you want me to break something else clip. The verbal code really comes out with this, and again used for the comedic comedy genre. So Billy and the Dukes, their language are just completely different. Billy swears twice in this scene,
Harlem Globetrotter shit with it, right? Okay, you want Mellow Lemon shit, right?
whilst the Dukes never swear. And the Dukes are very well spoken compared to Billy.
Perfectly all right, William. It was your vase.
So Billy says, "Hey man, I'm sorry about that." Again, the man, you wouldn't ever think the Dukes would say man. And Randolph said, "It's perfectly all right, William." Again, like very well spoken. Yeah, very well spoken. And the 2 just like complement or contrast each other for a good comedy. And it kind of exaggerates Billy and how like common he is compared to the Dukes. And again, this was used for the comedic purpose. Okay, so for the camera angles and the technical code, this clip, the escargot, Billy makes a joke towards one of the Dukes, to one of the Dukes brothers, and after he made the joke, the camera flips between Billy and Louis. Louis is outside, as we can see in the clip, and it flips between Billy, Lewis, the Duke's girlfriend, all the different Dukes in the scene. So they all have a very serious look on their face, apart from Billy, who's laughing, smirking, until the Duke brothers start to laugh together. So the camera switching between all the characters is again for a dramatic and comedic purpose. It exaggerates the joke and how kind of silly it is. The audience have to wait and see how the Duke brothers react to Billy, and then the audience can see how open they've become to Billy. The audience get to see also if they have a negative or positive reaction towards Billy. So when the Duke brothers laugh, it's funnier than it should be. It's been exaggerated so much because of the camera flips that even the audience find the joke funny when it isn't even that funny. Okay, again for the same clip, for sound, again this clip's really good for sound and how they've used sound for the comedic purpose. So in the background, the audience can hear classical music playing whilst they're eating. And when the camera, especially when the camera's facing Billy and the Dukes, but on the outside, the audience can also hear a storm and rain falling when the camera's facing Lewis. So again, this kind of like exaggerates the two, keeps them really separate. The opposing forces by Levi Strauss is there. We can see that it reminds the audience how unimportant Lewis has become compared to Billy, and how poor and lonely he's become, especially like the rain, how cold he's become. It's almost like pathetic fallacy. Again, that's used for comedy, and it exaggerates when they come together, like it's even better than it should be, and how like funny the whole situation is. That's all the analysis for Trading Places for the comedy genre and a little bit of 22 Jump Street. My next analysis is going to be Mamma Mia. Next film I'm analysing is Mamma Mia! Okay, so the characters for this film are Donna, Sam, Harry, Bill, who are the three fathers. Donna's the mother, Sophie, the daughter, Sophie's friends, and Donna's friends. I'm going to start with props film theory, again like I did with Trading Places. So actually, the film does not go with props theory because there's no villains, there's no princess to rescue, and there's a hero trying to find a quest, find something. No villain means no helper or donor, meaning it doesn't work with the film, unlike Trading Places. So this might be to do with the genre of musicals. So it did work for comedy, could work for action, but just not for musicals. Oh yeah, this film challenges props theory quite a bit, and it would be surprising for the audience. And a few points are because there's no father, and it challenges the traditional family. So we have actually 3 fathers and a single mother and just 1 daughter. There's no daughter that is the prize. Again, like in other films, the daughter would be the prize for the hero. And actually you could say that the hero is a woman, Sophie, who brings her family together and makes her mum's life much happier because they get married in the end, Sam and Donna. So, apart from props theory, Levi Strauss's binary opposites theory does work with this film. And I think for the musical genre, it exaggerates the music and the bright, colourful singing part of it, especially when there's different binary opposites are coming together. The first opposites we have is obviously men and women. So we have Sam versus Donna, especially in this song SOS, which they have together. And the other one that I can think of was old versus young. So we have Donna's friends versus Sophie's friends. We have like young love, Sky and Sophie compared to Donna and Sam. And this again gives us like 2 sides to the music and the story of it. And I think it's much more enjoyable for the audience to see 2 different sides, but like they're very similar in the same way. So that's Levi Strauss's binary opposites theory. So Dancing Queen, this clip is really good for technical code. So this song especially is good for sound, obviously, because it's a song. So the song's very happy. Obviously lots of singing, dancing, it's very loud, over the top and upbeat. So I think this really represents Donna as a character. She's very loud, over the top, a little bit dramatic, and it's not really what you expect from not old, but an older woman. She's not very usually they're quite reserved. You would expect Sophie maybe to be over the top and loud and dramatic. She's a teenager, but we just see this from Donna. So I think this, for the audience, we feel as if we love Donna, we really like her a lot more after this. It also kind of brings together everyone, kind of women's power, all because of sound and from Mamma Mia. Again, for technical code, this time for camera angles, Dancing Queen is a really good part of the film for this. So we see a lot of close-ups that are eye level with Donna, a lot of people in centre frames. Like, there's not many like really long shots. There is a bit where we can just see all the dancers dancing, and there's a lot of high angles. So the close-ups, the audience are then really connected with Donna. Again, like that theory that Donna's a really liked character and we all love her and respect her, and the audience feel as if they're there when they can see the whole of the cast dancing together. People in centre frames just shows that, you know, they're more important, especially Donna. And again, all these people with Donna behind her from the high angles show that she's kind of the important one, the one that the directors obviously really want the audience to like, and shows that she's really well respected all from camera angles. So one thing that I got from editing for the technical code from Dancing Queen is right at the end Donna jumps in, and again it's slow motion. I think this is used to exaggerate the musical genre side of it. We didn't see this in the comedy at all in Trading Places, and it exaggerates kind of the fun. It has a longer lasting effect. We can see it for longer. The audience just feel as if like the fun's never going to stop because it's in slow motion. So Hairspray is another musical, and it's pretty much exactly the same with Mamma Mia. There's lots of loud, happy music, bright and colourful setting, costume and designs, and again the camera angles are eye level with Tracy, so the audience can connect with her, and when we see the cast dancing there's a longer shot. Okay, so in the clip Honey Honey we see another side to Sophie. So she's seen dancing and being very overdramatic with her friends, and she's just shown a really excitable character, something that we've not seen before, maybe something like we see with Donna. She invites her 3 dads to her wedding. At this point, she just tells her friends so she's really excited about it.
Which one did you invite? Oh my God.
And this is a big risk. So from this we can tell that she values family a lot. And she's just a really caring character. And we did see this in Trading Places with Billy, who just values friendship and respect, even though he was homeless and off the streets when we saw in the first opening scene. So this is a common theme with films, not just comedy and musicals, that we have kind of a character who's very caring and the audience like. So this isn't said in the film, but we can tell from how excited she is from her dad's coming over, again that she's really caring and respects her family and her dad's, even though she's never met them. And it's kind of the same with Hairspray. Tracy is really, she loves her mum, she's a very caring person, even though she's been turned away a few times by TV shows, she's still, she never gives up, she was never horrible. She's just a really caring character that, again, is a common theme that we respect her and we like her because of that. So another good clip for Symbolic Code is again Mamma Mia, the clip Mamma Mia. So we see Donna, who's very excited about seeing Bill, Harry and Sam. She's dancing and kind of heavily breathing a lot, which is a bit strange for the audience. And one of the lyrics to the song is
My, how can I resist you?
And
Why did I ever let you go?
so they're both rhetorical questions, obviously, and I think this is kind of breaking stereotypes for an older woman. We've never really seen an older woman who is a mother who's obsessing so much over these men, and we would usually associate someone like Sophie to do this, but Sophie's she's engaged, she only has one guy. We think that from a mother, we wouldn't expect that, and I think the audience really respect this as how open Donna is with her feelings, especially women would definitely respect this. and I think it's just really interesting to see how she's reacting and obsessing and dancing over these men when we wouldn't expect something like this from Donna. So this is obviously breaking stereotypes. Hairspray also breaks stereotypes when we see Tracy, who is breaking the stereotype of being usually be really thin dancer, as she's not exactly thin. She's a bit larger than all the dancers, but yet she still continues to dance. It doesn't let her stop her, and I think that's why people really like the film, because of this.
And lastly, to sum up everything, here's a quick comparison on the two films. These two genres are easily recognised by the audience without being told what the genre actually is. These two films are perfect for spotting the comedy and musical genre by identifying the differences and similarities of each other. For similarities, these two films feature over-exaggerated stereotypes for the different roles in the film. Billy is over the top and very dramatic, much like Donna in Mamma Mia. This shows there's a clear similar factors that are used to identify the genres, the use of exaggerating and conveying different stereotypes. We also find musicals and comedies use sound to convey the mood and atmosphere of the scene. Obviously, Mamma Mia creates a happy and jolly mood throughout the film, with ABBA songs sung by Donna, and Trading Places uses classical music to exaggerate Billy's mood and lifestyle. Using sound to portray feelings and characteristics is a common theme in comedy and musical genres. Because being dramatic is essential for musicals and comedies, directors use techniques that are very similar to present this. Things like camera angles. Both films use close-up in their camera angles to exaggerate the joke or the song being shown in the film. But, however, the two films are also very different in comparison to each other, and directors use unique methods to convey the genres they want. Firstly, Trading Places fits props character theory very well, unlike Mamma Mia, and this is due to the genres being different. A comedy would follow this structure, and it's easy for the audience to assign stereotypes to different characters, which adds to the comedic side of the film. For a musical, we don't need it to be funny. It's mainly happy and fun for the audience to watch, so this theory is not needed. But to come to a conclusion, the two genres are actually very similar to each other and don't have many differences when it comes to analysing them.
Suggestions down below.
Thanks for watching my video, guys.